Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday and we're in the chat box just a few minutes earlier, but then later at the same time. I am going to try to bring my guest on right now. So y'all give me 1 second. We're going to cross our fingers that this works. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but the question is, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're rocking and rolling.
We're rocking and rolling. Listen, guys, it is a Monday. It is Monday. It is Monday. We are 6 minutes late, but an hour and a half early. How about that? So, if you did not know, the chat box happens every first and third Mondays at exactly 7:45 p.m. But tonight, because it is President's Day, and we just don't know what tonight may bring for one of us. We started a little bit early on tonight, and so I am super excited. I am your host on tonight. My name is Jabrina Speaks. And we are in for a second season of being in the chat box, but God has flipped this thing around. And so it is called Let's Talk Business. Let's Talk Business. And so tonight I'm excited to have my girl back in the chat box with me, because if anybody knows who this amazing woman is, then you know she is about her business, y'all. And so, hey, Ted.
Hey, girl.
when you come in the chat box with me, it be like a hey girl, hey moment for me.
Hey, a conversation. That's what it is. It's a conversation.
Listen, and it's so authentic. It is so real. I'm super blessed to have you back in the chat box with me. And so if you are just joining us, go ahead and hit that share button, because I promise you, when this amazing woman begins to share her story, we're talking about business on tonight. And so if we have any entrepreneurs that's watching, if we have anybody that wants to step into a business, and it may be the business she has, tonight she's going to share her story. And so we know that I can only speak for me, myself, and Tan. We know what it is to work a full-time job, and then we flip into this boss mode person after hours. Right.
Right.
We're going to discuss that. So if you're watching tonight, go ahead and comment. Go ahead and let us know that you're watching. But I am super excited to have the one and the only Miss Tan Billionaire in the building with Jabrina Speaks. Hey Tan, hey Tan, hey Tan.
Hey girl. And hey everybody out there.
I know, right? I feel like I need some theme music, like real quick, like
okay.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that. It's a new season. I'm gonna see what I can do. But I'm excited to have you in the chat box. So tell the people a little bit about who Tan, the billionaire, is.
I like that. I like how you put the in there.
You know what? I always want to type Tan the Billionaire. I don't know why. And I have to catch myself and say, there's no the there. Like, I don't know, but whatever it is. So Tan Billionaire, but she is the billionaire.
Okay, that makes it definite for me.
We're claiming it already.
Okay. But yes, guys, like she said, I am Tan Billionaire. That's my stage name. No, I'm not a billionaire, but I truly believe in speaking things to in existence, right? But again, to piggyback on what Jabrina just said about me, I pride myself on this too, because I know I'm relatable. I make myself relatable to a lot of women. I'm a career woman in the AM and a businesswoman in the PM. And I know that could be relatable to a lot of women or men even, because we're working our 9-to-5s to finance our businesses, or to help start our businesses, or whatever the case may be for whomever you are. Right now my 9-to-5 is taking care of the bills while my business is getting off this, off the ground. So that's who I am. Sometimes, people going to call me a lifestyle guru, because I can talk to you for 10 minutes and make you feel like you can be the president of the United States, motivator, mentor, all those great things about me. But yes, I am a serial entrepreneur, guys. I love everything about it. The dark spaces, the light spaces, everything about it, the ups and the downs, the storms and the thunderstorms. And I'm ready to tell y'all my story, honey. I'm ready to look. I'm the one that's gonna tell you the truth about entrepreneurship. You understand? It ain't all what it's cracked up to be.
Don't get excited about what we post
Right.
And you don't know what goes on behind the picture.
No, baby.
But anyway, we're going to discuss that tonight. Hey, Tamaya, thanks for joining us. So listen, we're about to jump right into this conversation. You can share this if you go to my Jabrina Speaks page on either YouTube or on Facebook. You can share this video right now. I know to our sisters that's watching in our She Connects Inc. group, no, you can't share it because that is a private group. But if you jump on over to my page, or I think possibly even Tan page, you'll be able to share this conversation right now. And so this conversation is called Let's Talk Business. It's 2023. Many of us are, like you said, serial entrepreneurs. Many of us may be thinking into investing in a new business, starting a new business. We may have started a business and stopped because we got discouraged. And so tonight, that's what this conversation is about.
Awesome.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about your business or businesses that you have or that you have been connected with, or some way, somehow? Let's talk about Tan the Billionaire.
Awesome. And that's, thank you so much, because I like the way you said businesses. Again, and then that goes with the word serial entrepreneur. So me feeling my way out, figuring out my purpose. What do I really want to do? What's my niche? Like, where do I fit in this entrepreneur world? I know I love it, but what do I do? Where am I supposed to be? You know? And so, long story short, I was dipping and dabbing into a lot of stuff. And initially, my first I was hustling, you know, and people need to know the difference between a hustle and a business. And initially, I was hustling. Jabrina, I started
every day we hustling, every day.
You know, and I initially, girl, like I've had this entrepreneur spirit since I was about 16 years old, right? My dad used to try to pull it out, but my mom, all she wanted was to do was to go to college or whatever. But when I was old enough, or when I came home from school, one of the first things that I did was I started a detox. I was hustling. I was selling detox water. And if anybody remembers the detox with the waters with the strawberries and the, you know, I was actually I believe I was the first one to actually make them for people. This was years and years ago. I mean, this was before people, because people do it themselves now, but nobody really knew what detox water was. And I had the Voss bottles, and I would, you know, stuffing with the lemon and the.
You was fancy, huh?
Girl, listen. And when I tell you, I had people all over. It started from being like a little roundaway thing, Broward County area, to it branched off to Miami and Palm Beach. Girl, it got so big that I was shipping waters off all around the world. And now learning this thing now, Jabrina, I'm hustling and I'm undercharged. I'm overworked. I'm going to work. I'm coming home trying to make a $5 bottle of water. And it was like, how can I charge people more than $5? But it really cost me more than $5 to make it. It was like, I did not know what I was doing. Shipping waters across the world. They were busting in the mail. People calling me complaining about their waters was sour. Didn't know that. I mean,
you had to really learn. That's one business that you're talking about right now. But you said a lot just in that little bit of time. Because one thing that really stood out to me was the overwork and underpaid.
Yes, it.
And I don't know if I want to talk about that right now. I think I want to let you finish, because I notice we do that a lot when we don't really value who we are as serial entrepreneurs.
That's it.
And then we think people would not purchase from us. We gave them our real price. But how many of you know that if it's meant to be sold, it will be sold?
Absolutely.
You tell me how you want to talk this thing, guy. Go ahead.
And that's and I'm happy you said that, because I always use those scenarios when I'm talking to men and or women when they're starting their businesses and they come to me for advice. I always tell them, you make sure you know your value before you put a value on any item, product, or service. Because at the end of the day, if you are afraid to tell somebody, I charge $100, and be confident about saying I charge $100, then you're not ready. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times we struggle with that. You got to be confident to know I'm Jabrina, the host. I host the X, Y, and Z, and my price is $500.
And you know what? That was me.
Yeah.
I would just say, even just up until the beginning of this year,
Right.
I was just like, no, now I'd be like, oh no, this is what it is. Sorry. Because by the time I prep, you got to get everything ready. Got to make sure you articulating the correct way. You got to make sure. Yes, go keep going, Tammy.
Yeah, and then so I just wanted to touch on that, but that's what drove me into my next phase, me hustling backwards. But I was really learning to hustle, like really get my feet out there, and then I started Billionaire Girlz, and I had my own t-shirt line. And so with my t-shirt line, Jabrina, it was, again, now this was years and years ago before people were even doing t-shirts. Oh, let me rephrase, let me go back. But after after the drinks, I started selling salads. Girl, listen, when I tell you I was a real hustler, Jabrina.
Every day I'm hustling, every day
Girl, listen. And then somebody picked up on that. Somebody started selling the salads after somebody started selling the water. And then they saw me doing the salads and they started selling the salads. And I didn't jump out of the hustle because other people were doing it. Because it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copying the right cat. That's it. You gotta catch that. Don't let that go across your head. It's okay to be a copycat.
I feel like that was a poetry line, and then they say rewind. I feel like you want to rewind it, bring that back, repeat that one more time. Go ahead, one more time.
Listen, guys, it's okay to be a copycat as long as you copying the right cat. You understand? You gotta know, and I don't let that go over your head, because we so intimidated by her doing this and this person doing that and this person. I don't want to copy X, Y, and Z, and I don't want to copy. But listen, if X, Y, and Z is doing something that you have a passion for, use that as inspiration. And I'm not saying do everything that they're doing, verbatim and the word for word, but use that as inspiration. Now, how can I cater it for me? How can I cater it for my people? You understand? So yeah, catch that, Shannon. Like, so if you go copy the right cat, don't copy the wrong cat. And now, when I say this, you got to look at everything about a person. You got to look at their spirit, their soul, their mind, how they move, their humbleness, how they started, their transparency. Like, you got to look at all of those things, not just, oh, she balling on Instagram, or she's making all this money but her soul ain't right. She not telling you how she started. She's not being transparent about and not.
She don't charge you. She don't charge you a whole bunch of money for nothing. Come learn how I did this, and then you leave out of there with absolutely
nothing.
For another $1,000, I'll finally tell you.
Hey, listen, when I help people with their businesses, I always tell people I'm gonna start off with a blueprint. And then when I start out with the blueprint, we're gonna figure out all the things that you want. Then we figure out what's a necessity. And then we're gonna shave off and we're gonna prioritize. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna work with you from the beginning to the end, so people understand it ain't about just giving somebody because everybody is unique in their own way. So how can you tell me you gonna sell me this, but you selling it to 1,000 other people? Is this gonna work for 10? You understand? So that's why I say people like you copy the right cat. Make sure the people that you're dealing with is authentic. Make sure they done been in the mud. Make sure they can tell you a story about when they
I'm just gonna pin this right here. Make sure that there's fruit from the tree, and that is right.
Boy, if that tree shaking ain't nothing.
And that is right. That is not rocking. Okay. Honey, y'all follow people that's not bearing no fruit.
None whatsoever.
That's another topic, but go ahead.
Yeah, and it's so funny you said that. I remember talking to a young lady who coaches people business and financially and so forth, and she was so bad off financially. And I don't knock people pockets, because I know what it feels like to not have, but I'm gonna be transparent.
Come on. That's what the chat box is all about.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I had some money and I lost it. I had some more money and I lost it. I done been 10 billionaire, been debt broke, and ain't had no money in my bank account, but I got it back. I like it's so those are the stories that people don't tell, you know, and even for that young lady that I was just referring to, you know, I told her, I said, this is your moment to build authentically. Let the world know, yes, I can coach you and give you my experience and feed you my experience, but right now my cup is empty and I cannot. Like, don't allow people to think because you got the Birkin and the red bottoms and the this and the that you full, because you're not. Use that, because you know how many people can relate to what you have going on. Now that's how you captivate the people. Let the people know, baby, it's real out here, you know. And so that's where we fall short. But listen, you know,
pause. So listen, y'all just joining in. Y'all in the chat box with me. And my girl Tan Billionaire, she is dropping the nuggets. If y'all don't know what the title is tonight, it is Let's Talk Business. And that is exactly what we are talking about. Go ahead and hit that share button. Or tag somebody in this conversation.
And please.
I want to give it to you real and raw and uncut tonight. That's what the chat box is all about. We want to be transparent as much as we possibly can. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then after I did the t-shirt line, I was doing phenomenal. And on top of the t-shirt line, I had a grown and sexy woman's apparel line. I did phenomenal. You know, my sales was like $1,000 or so a day, you know, doing very well. But I wasn't as responsible with my money. I wasn't ready for that blessing. I wasn't ready. Yeah,
you're right. You throwing them out so quick. I'm trying to
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna even have to ask you no questions, because the way you boom, boom, boom. Listen, y'all better catch all these nuggets she throwing out tonight. You said something that is so keen, and that's, you know, that's what we talked about at the vision board party. Is that we pray for, that we have not planned and prepared for. So we end up misusing, possibly abusing, not being ready what we asked for. And that's so good you said that. Like, the money was coming in, but you at that point of your life, you didn't know how to properly make it work in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. It's like learning. And I actually made a short snippet video about it. You know, when people are calling me and they want this and they want that. And then when I start steering them in the right direction, or steering them in a direction that they want to go in, and then they're not moving, or they're not acting, and they not, you know, and then I get frustrated with them, Jabrina. But then I had to think about that thing. Like, God had to shake me up on that thing. Because it's like, Tan, it's no difference from you going to God, asking God to move big in your life, or asking God to do all of these things. But are you ready for the blessing that you're asking God? So you get frustrated with the people, but you're doing the same thing with God. Girl, I ain't giving you that because you ain't ready yet. You know, in your mind, you ready to go buy $100,000 car. If I give you $1 million, my mind. Oh Lord, that was a revelation right there. Yes. I don't need that. I don't need that. That's why he didn't give it to me. Yes. God, I got you. Thank you for that moment. But yeah, you know, it's like we're not responsible enough, or we don't really understand what it takes to maintain or sustain the blessings when they're at that magnitude, you know. So at that point, that was a learning experience for me, but it wasn't the first one, because when he blessed me with that, I misused, I abused, I thought I had it, I thought it was good, I thought it was gonna forever come. Things went to getting crazy with my business, and everything slowed down. Of course, that didn't stop the hustle. So I started dipping into other things like network marketing and affiliate marketing. I started dipping into that other stuff. And then about 3 years ago, I started Billionaire Bodies. Now, Billionaire Bodies was my own product line. Well, now, who I said was, Billionaire Bodies is my product line, right? And so I started with...
Hold on, pause again. Sorry. See, I'm so grateful that you can catch your own self.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes we don't understand. You do. That's why you caught yourself. But this was for somebody else. That if you did not catch it, she caught herself saying was to is, because she still has the business. But because she was moving so quickly, she said was. That is to remind somebody that your tongue has power. And so you have to understand when you're speaking about yourself, your business, your family, your whatever it is that pertains to you, that you must always speak in a positive way, because that is the life you're breathing on your business or just over your life. So I'm so glad that you flip that around, because somebody didn't catch it, but they'll catch it now that we're explaining it.
Gotcha. Yep, absolutely. And so with Billionaire Bodies, I started with my first 3 products. I had a vaginal detox tea, I had a actual detox tea, and then I had the diet drops. Those 3 products alone, Jabrina, I mean, when I tell you I was selling out left and right, just those 3 products. Now, my vision was to have an online health and wellness store where I had a plethora of products. So in my mind, I'm going to brand and label and like my own. I wanted to be a mini CVS for wellness products, where in just that niche of weight loss and detoxing and things of that nature, right? And so I did phenomenal with those 3 products. When I tell you, it was, Jabrina, I wasn't working. I remember I told you I took a leave. I was Billionaire Bodies was paying the bills. It was going and it was going and it was going. And then I started to branch off and add more things to my product line. I got my own apple cider vinegar gummies. And then, you know, God blessed me with my turmeric gummies. And then I had some diet capsules. What else did I come out? Then I had my own Yoni product line. Then I created my own a Yoni product line. So I have that with maybe 6 different products in my Yoni department. Then I had the skincare line, the turmeric skincare line, my own facial mask, toner. I was dealing with a company that God put me in a space where I was able to deal with a company that actually manufactures Clinique's products.
So your gift was making room for you.
It was making room for me.
Okay.
But I ain't done yet. So you talking about $800 a day. Now, mind you, of course, when I create a blueprint, I'm gonna create it for me, anybody else. So initially, I'm like, okay, this is my first year. You know, if I could just generate $100,000, I'll be good. What's the math on that? What do I need to do every single day to generate $100,000? Right? How much do I need to sell? What products do I need to push to help me hit that goal? That goal was simply $300 a day, right? $300 a day times 365. When you do the math, it's a little bit over $100,000. So that's my blueprint, right? And it's a little bit more into it, but I'm just giving you guys the outline. So I was always, so that tells you my goal, my margins for the day was at least $300 a day. Even if I didn't do $300 a day, or if I was a little short, I know there would be another day where I would make up. Exactly, right? Because that was the trend for my business. I remember I'm an educator, guys. So I look at data, I look at numbers, I know how to analyze, information. So I'm looking at the trend of my business and I'm watching it go, it grow and increase every day or every month. So in my mind, the data is going to always be trending upward, right? so my
in our mind, I say in our minds,
right? Right. So I'm $300 a day. It was nothing for me to make $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000, $1,200. It was just like clockwork. It was like bringing in the dough. Like money was coming. What I mean, so it was nothing. I got this. I'm gonna hit my goal. Jabrina, I want to say that was the first year. That was the first year. Maybe the first year to going into the second year, same thing, whatever. Now, I know a lot of times statistics like to say you have to test the ability or the structure of your business probably like the third year, because you really, if you can sustain past 3 years.
After 3 years.
Yeah. If you can sustain past 3 years, you will probably keep going, probably not. So there's a percentage for that as well. But going into the end of my middle second year, I noticed that it was a decline. Okay, I'm not worried about it. It's okay. People ain't got it right now, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still doing my thing or whatever. And by this time I had added a service. So I was doing body contouring. So it was working. It was, everything was going upward. But baby, when it hit the drop, and these are the times. Let me tell you what it is. It's real funny because I always tell myself to practice what I preach, right?
Okay.
Because what's the sense of praying if you're gonna worry, and what's the sense of worrying if you're praying?
You pray,
right? So and I would tell other entrepreneurs, take advantage of the great times, put away for the great times, when you have those great days, simply because it doesn't always go like that all the time. You never ever know, because it's not if life happens, or it's not if life happens, it's when it happens, because it could happen. All businesses go through up and the downs, honey. But see, when I was making all that money, in my mind, I wasn't practicing what I preach. I was putting it away, but I was spending like crazy. Things that I didn't necessarily need. That was me showing God that I was ungrateful, and I'm gonna just speak on it, because those are the things that we gotta be spiritually intact when we want our businesses to be blessed. And we gotta know and be aware of the things that we're doing when it comes down to our business. So anyway, long story short, Jabrina, you talking about $1,200 days went to going to $300 to $200 to $100 to $75 to no dollars.
Wow.
And so this is my business. This is my baby, my blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
I'm putting all my hustle into it. I'm grinding. I'm doing this. I've invested so much money into it. Like, what is going on?
Right.
Why isn't people spending? And then I had to start, I'm looking at things left and right. Well, Ted, you're not a necessity. Right now we're going into what's the word? The depression, or what's the word? The economy was struggling.
Right. When it falls.
Yeah.
Not a depression.
What's the word? Recession. Right.
Yeah.
We may be going into a recession. Like, it was all kinds of things, but I'm still thinking, like, well, I made all this money during COVID. Like, what's going on? Like, why? I just couldn't understand for the life of me, why my business declined and was declining for so long. And it was probably like a 6-month period to where it was like very faint. Now, mind you, I had something put up, but I didn't prepare myself. The same thing I teach other people. I wasn't prepared for the boom that happened to me. Because in my mind, it was going to always be there. It was going to always come. And we just can't, we can't predict that. We don't know. And so that's what happened. My business was doing this extremely well. Then it just took a drop for like 6 months. And then it came back. It came back, booming. But now I'm a little bit more aware and conscious.
You have shifted your mindset.
It took that for me to, meet people looking at me for advice. But I needed to not necessarily needed to create it, but I did need to put myself in that space so I can tell people, like I'm telling these people right now, business can be amazing. It can be amazing, and your confidence level is on 1,000 when it's going good. But when it starts to waver, or when it starts to decrease, what happens to our confidence level? You go down. What happens to your determination? What happens to your motivation? What happens to your consistency? And that's what I saw with myself. And a friend of mine who invested in my business said to me, Ted, you used to be doing all of it, and now you not. I'm like, yeah, because sales ain't. But why you stopping? And then they pointed out to me, Ted, you always talk about consistency and posture and consistency again, but here you are wavering and going, like, you know what I mean? And so I tell people that with business, you gotta remain consistent. You gotta keep that posture, like your business is, you have that faith in your business. You know that your business is it. You believe in yourself. Like, have that posture. Talk about your business. Know your business. Know everything about your business. Know the dynamics of it. The pros and the cons. Know your competitors or whatever. Know your industry. Really, really, truly know it, so that you're confident in it. Take that time to invest in your business, and I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about time. Because Jabrina, there were nights and days when I would be up to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to understand my business or my industry. You understand? And people don't really want to do that as well. When I was teaching classes for body contouring, I tell them, I'm like, some of y'all, half of y'all on this Zoom, y'all gonna stay in the game. The other half of you guys may waver off. And that's because you don't want to invest the time in your business. I'm an educator first. So I'm going to tell you, you always are a student. You're always learning, whether it be techniques, whether it be finances, whether it be how to structure or move around with your business. I'm going to tell you something. I was 10 billionaire, making all this money, had it all together. My business looked so bad on paper.
Wow.
On paper, it looked bad.
Wow.
And nobody really... And that was because I never really took the time to figure out how I got wait a minute. I got my LLC. I got my EIN number.
I did all the things that they said that you had to do to get the business.
Right.
But I didn't do all the things they said that I had to do to keep the business moving.
Jabrina, and do you know how many people are operating like that right now?
You better come on, because I was one of them. You better come on. You better come on. You better come on. So you gotta like, wait a second. How did I? You know what? That's what I get. Because I messed up.
Exactly. And so those are the things, those are the ups and the downs of the entrepreneurship life. But you know, but again, now my business is back consistent, you know, it's doing its thing. And I love it, you know, and I now am prepared mentally to, I'm putting myself in a position to where I can retire early, you know, and be able to just push my business as far as I would want to. I'm right now learning and researching ways to expand it with different service. So those are the things that I'm sitting up at night doing all night, because I keep telling, look, I'm the school board of Broward County. Y'all got 4 more years. That's it. You got 4 more years that I'm in it.
They got a little bit, they got a little bit more than 4 for me, unless something come through.
Unless something, right. And you never know, you know how
and I am praying that happens. I have a question for the audience, and if there's anybody watching that would like to ask Tam Billionaire any questions, please drop them in the comments right now, so she can definitely answer these questions. Why you have her live, you might as well go ahead and ask her these questions. Well, not really a question, or could be, but just what could you tell the person or people that has went through that tough time, or maybe sitting in that place where they saw or they see the declining of their business? What encouraging words could you tell them on tonight to possibly uplift their spirits? If they just got on right now, they missed all of what you said before, what could you share with them on tonight?
3 words that I just said to you guys that I always live by, and I preach it to the choir. Consistency, posture, and consistency again. Now, when I say consistency and posture, I want you to think about the excitement that you had when you first started. I want you to think about the knowledge that you created for yourself when you first started.
Come on.
Think about the motivation that you had when you first started, or when you were making sales or things were going great. Think about that. Think about that time. That time. It could have been a big time, large, a small amount, a great amount of time, or a small amount of time. Think about that time when everything was great for your business. Whenever that consistency, posture, and consistency. Yep, there you go. Think about that time, and that's the time that I want you to continue to duplicate over and over and over again. No matter how things look, you consistently keep that motivation. You consistently keep that posture. I'm not telling you to be fake. That's definitely, because I go on live and tell people, man, y'all last month, wasn't nobody, but I do that. But I'm going to continue to post and make my videos and advertise and talk about my business to people that I don't know. Go to networking events. Have that same energy. Have that same posture. You have to. I promise you. You have to keep that, because the minute you stop with your motivation, the minute you stop with the consistency, the minute things decrease from what people are used to seeing you do, all you're doing is messing with your numbers again, even more. And people are not going to see your stuff. It takes people about this me data researching. It takes a customer or a consumer about 7 times to see something in most cases before they purchase it. So just imagine if these are one of the days or the times where you've decreased your motivation, you've decreased the confidence and the consistency, and that person could be very well looking for what you have to offer, but because things not what you want it to be,
you didn't share
it. Even talking about your stuff, you ain't even making it relevant, you ain't making it known, and so now that person has bypassed you and probably found somebody else. But if you stay consistent, I promise you, I'm telling you this because it's experience. Stay consistent. Keep your posture, because at the end of the day, you on 10 when everything good. You got to show God, my faith ain't wavering, God. So when you on 10, when it's good, but when it's bad, you like, we can't do that. You pick your face up, pick your head up, keep going. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen where it be a drastic fall. You can be making $10,000 and go down to 5,000. That ain't no drastic fall, because there's a lot of people that would prefer or would love to say, I'm generating 5,000 for my business. But you can go from 20,000 to making 10. It's not a drastic fall in some cases for some people, but it could be for you. But that shouldn't change your posture. That shouldn't change your consistency. Keep it up. Those 3 words: consistency, posture, and consistency again.
I got that. Listen, I hope y'all got that too. Listen, so 10, you have dropped. Listen, I don't know if they Easter basket was full enough to pick all the you were dropping on tonight, but listen, you dropped a lot.
Awesome.
And so I asked you the question, what could you give somebody that may be going through that part? My next question is to you, for the person that's sitting that's saying, you know what, I'm just ready to start a business. I have this idea. I'm pregnant with possibilities. I want to start something. I just don't know where. I got it, but I don't really know if I got it. What could you tell them, being that you had that hustle in you at a very early age and you tapped into it? Thank goodness you had parents that, pushed you at an early age for you to tap into those things. As mine did, back in the day, you want to sell all type of stuff. It was like, all right, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. And so to any parents that have children out there, if your children have an idea, let them do it. It may not make sense to you, but it helps them when they become an adult later, because they have those things in them. So what could you tell the person that's sitting on their bed in their car watching us live right now, may come back and watch us a day or two later, that wants to start the business, but they're kind of scared of what may happen? They're scared of those drastic falls or possibilities of not somebody purchasing an item or a product for them, or somebody not sharing their thing. Or matter of fact, their friends or family doesn't get what they're saying, and I don't know why you doing this. That doesn't make sense. You should wait another 6 months. You sure you want to do that, girl? Dog, I don't think dog. You should try something else. What could you tell? Because listen, we know them. We know those people. And so what could you tell them on tonight?
How long I got? How many minutes I got? Because baby, see, you done open up a whole nother can of worms. All right, team Jabrina, I know that's right. Jabrina, I'm gonna break this down, Jabrina, but I got to talk to the people.
Go ahead.
I got to talk to the people.
Go ahead.
Because I deal with that around the clock. I ain't, and I'm gonna say ain't. Yeah, I'm a teacher, and I'm gonna say ain't. I ain't afraid of nothing but God and dogs. If you turn that around, God is spelled God, but you turn God around, how does it spell? DOG. That's all I'm afraid of. And then I'm gonna tell you this. What's the worst that could happen if you jumped out there and started your own business? And the worst that can happen to me is something fatal. You understand? What's the worst? Because if there's a lot of people that have been broke, there's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck, but they still live it. But this is my question. What's the worst that could happen? And I'm gonna give you a scenario. I asked this young lady who flew down to Florida from Georgia for my services. And she, I took her out to lunch or whatever, and we were talking, and she has a decent job, really good job. And she said she wanted to start a bar, a smoothie bar or whatever, and they blah blah blah. And I said, what's the worst that can happen? She was like, well, the worst that can happen is people not, the people that I know don't come and shop with me or whatever. I said, no. I said, what's the worst that can happen? She was like, well, I mean, the worst that can happen is I don't succeed. I'm like, no. What's the worst that could happen? She was like, well, I invest my money and I lose it all. I said, will you be homeless? She was like, no, because I can stay with my mom and my sister. I said, so then give me something else. What's the worst that could happen? What's gonna happen? You gonna fall off the face of the earth? And she was like, no. I said, is something gonna strike you down and kill you? And she was like, no. I said, so tell me, what's the worst that could happen? And she was like, looking like you not giving me nothing to tell me that if I started my business today or tomorrow, my life gonna end. You understand? So now I'm not saying be careless, but if you wanted to start your business today or tomorrow, or if you want to start your business 6 months from now, the first thing you need to do is pick up you a book. Write everything down that you want to do. The second thing you need to do is do whatever's first on that list. Now listen, I got 2 cousins. My family's very close knit. I can't tell you not one person other than my mother who has purchased something from my website. Not one person. But I did not let that detour me. There are going to be days where you're not motivated, but you cannot let that detour you. And listen, I got to put this book down because I know it sounds cliche, but I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. If you don't make a sale for 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, you gotta keep going. Them billionaires and them millionaires, they not gonna tell you. Some of them do, but they're not gonna tell you the stories of when they struggled. A lot of them have created businesses, started businesses. They were not successful. That's what's gonna happen to you if your business fails. What's gonna happen? Nothing.
Wow.
I mean, like you can't. So what are you afraid of? What's the worst that can happen if you started today or tomorrow? So do something today or tomorrow to get you closer to starting your business. If it's research, if it's going to get that LLC, if it's going to buy up some products, if it's going to get some samples, if it's going to do a survey on what people like, or if it's just doing research on what industry you want to be in. Go online and find a survey where that allows you as an entrepreneur, because they're out there, to just do a quick survey to find out what niche you want to be in. Call me. We can create something. We can figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's something that you can do right now today to get you closer to starting your business tomorrow. It's something. Now, if you got a couple dollars, we can definitely talk. I have you in business in the next 30 days. But at the end of the day, if you don't, there's still something. Jabrina, by the way, you bought me this book, girl. Thanks, child.
It came in that little bag I gave you.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, people, I need y'all to understand me. Don't look at social media. And you can look at it because it's there. But I'm telling you, there are going to be some days where you want to give up. There are going to be some days where and I know it sounds cliche. You probably hear this all the time. But I'm telling you, it's going to be some days that you want to give up. But that consistency in your posture has to be there. I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start. Let me tell you where to start. What kind of business you want to open? What kind of business? If you don't know, let's do a survey to figure out what's your niche. Where are you comfortable at? What do you want to do? You want to deal with people? Do you want a product? Do you want a service? These are all the questions that I will help kind of like prompt and probe a person to figuring out where they want to be. You understand? Then of course I got resources to help them see. So now we need to figure. She's saying I don't know, or he is saying I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure who that is, but I'm gonna make sure Tan drops her information, because the questions she's asking is gonna be, they're imperative right now. Because they say etiquette. Okay, perfect. Well, now you do know.
Now you one step closer to starting your business. And I know some people who have etiquette businesses. I know a few people that have etiquette business that will be great mentors for this particular person. But now the next
don't mind mentoring.
They don't mind mentoring. They don't mind mentoring.
Our mentor don't even. Yeah, we can talk about that later too. Listen, y'all, I am super excited. I hope and I definitely pray you are getting something out of this conversation. This is Summer. Okay, Summer. So I'm going to make sure you connect with 10 on tonight. 10 is definitely going to drop her information on you tonight. Don't get off. We're almost done because we've almost been on here a full hour. It's 45 minutes in, y'all. Listen, the way 10 dropping is boom, boom, boom. I promise y'all, y'all got to go back and watch the replay on this. I need a mentor in the treatment facility area. Okay, so I know there's somebody else asking for that. And so
it's broad treatment facility. Yeah, that's kind of broad. Like what exactly are you talking about? But
she need a little bit more information so she can get you to the right person. And so that's what it's all about. Thank you. I'm super excited. Listen, y'all, my sister is in the building, and I knew she was gonna come raw and ready. Okay. Come raw and ready. When God gave me this a few months ago, I was it was so funny, 10, after being in the chat box. I did a chat box for a year last year.
Right.
I was going to stop the chat box. I was like, you know what? It's over. I've done my time. And they was like, absolutely not. Yeah, you need to figure out what you're going to do. And so God gave me Let's Talk Business, because you and I both know there's a lot of people out here that's just wanted to start a business, that's just ready to get in the game on different levels, and they're paying lots and lots and lots of money to people that cannot help them. Right. And so these episodes are just to drop these nuggets as much as we possibly can. And if they want a service, then they can step into that lane and reach out to whoever's on the that's in the chat box with me. But at least if somebody is trying to do something, we can help them at least with the start. If somebody is sitting in a place of not really movement or have gotten discouraged, they could be able to pick up the gift that God has given them, or the idea or the vision, and get back in the game and get back rolling again. Right. And so I am so grateful that you will be in the chat box with me on tonight to help them. Listen, that's needed. I work with DJJ Kids. That is definitely needed. Yeah, that is definitely needed. And so that's what tonight is all about, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's going to watch. They may come across your comment, or may come across what you're saying, that say, you know what, I can assist them. I can connect with them. I can help them. And so that's what it's all about, being in the chat box. And so, Tan, as we wrap up, there's a few there. I do want you to make sure you drop your information of how they can connect with you. That'll be at the end. But if you had to sum up all of what you said on tonight, we talked about your businesses that you have, and then how you had that up and down moment. And somebody asked, I think somebody was a while, let me see if I can find it just really quick. How do we stay encouraged in the valley moments? She shared those valley moments with her, and then she gave her three. It was consistency, posture, and consistency. And so in your valley moments, you still have to be consistent. We can't allow moments to dictate the moment. You understand what I'm saying? We have to be able to say, you know what, I am going through this, but this is not going to stop me from sharing my business. Though I am aggravated, I don't want to share nothing else, but keep sharing. She said consistency, posture, and consistency. You have to stay consistent. No matter the weather may change, but your business doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? And so you have to, if you gonna post. If you gonna come on live. I am big with that word consistency. I don't stop things right in the middle. I like to finish what I started. Now, when I finish it, I may be like, all right, I'm done with that, because I thought the chat box was over, but I didn't stop. Last year, I did the chat box from January to December. I missed one episode, and that was because it was my mom's birthday, so it wasn't even on the calendar. And so I had to get on there every first and third Thursdays, no matter what was going on, no matter how I felt, no matter what kind of day I had to get on because I had to stay consistent. Same thing with this now. And so when you understand that, I mean, I'll use royalty, for example, as well. Royalty will be 13 years old in April. April 21st is 13 years old. I have not, they can't say we took a year break, a month break, a 3-year, nothing. I have been consistent for 13 years. When I started She Connects Inc., I've been consistent. When I started, so when people ask, well, how did you get here? Or how are you doing the thing? If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to be consistent.
Is it? That's it.
And so when you understand that, then you understand. And then, you know what? When you stay consistent, you're showing God that you're trusting him.
That's right.
You're showing him that no matter what comes up against me, I'm still trusting your word. And so when you when he can honor that, then it's like, you know what? I got you, baby girl. I got you, young man. Listen, just continue to do what I asked you to do, and I'll make sure I make a way for you. True. And so with that being said, that's what he's been doing for us, Tan.
Yeah. You summed it up for me.
No. You got your own. You got your own. And so thank you for joining us, Shanice. Thank you for Shanice. Shanice will be on here, I think, in a week or two. I know Shanice will be on here, I believe, in the month of March. Thank you for joining in with us on
hey, Shanice and Shannon.
And Shannon. Mama and daughter duo on here. Mama and daughter.
Oh, okay.
So Shanice is Shannon's daughter.
Got you.
Shanice is Shannon's daughter. So listen, Ted, wrap it up. Tell us. You leave us with that punch, that nugget, that, all right, this is what it is. I got this. Tell us about it.
Business is going to go up. Business is going to go down. Mm-hmm. Business is going to waver, and business is going to be amazing. But don't you ever lose your consistency and your posture.
Come on.
One more time. Business is going to go up. Business is going to go down. Business is going to waver. Business is going to be great. But don't you ever lose your consistency and your posture. And I can almost guarantee you, and I don't like to use that word guarantee, that you will be successful. You stay in the game.
Wow. Hey, Prophetess Marie. Wow. Listen, I felt like that needed to be like a slogan, like business gonna go up.
It's gonna go up.
It's gonna go down.
It's gonna go down.
Business gonna waver.
Yep.
Well, don't you
waver.
Ever.
Right now. Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yep.
Because God don't waver on us. Though we may feel it sometimes, though we'll be like, Lord, what's going on? He is still with us. And so we understand that. We just go with it.
Right.
But you gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay consistent.
That's a number. You know what? That's I think that's, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
When y'all start doing y'all research, because I'm big on that. Do your research about business and being an entrepreneur and what that looks like. Mm-hmm. But consistency is like in the top 10 of why businesses don't succeed. Because we quit, we stop, we leave, we let it go, we change up the game too early. Wow. Stay in the game and remain consistent. Don't in
the rain, stay consistent.
In the rain, headache, don't feel good, heartache, don't want to talk. Stay in the game. Okay. Stay in the game.
Listen, I just wanted to ask the people, because some people like, I don't feel like it today. That's the day you need to do it.
Stay in the game. And you used a good analogy with She Connect. Like, you stayed in the game. Mm-hmm. You stayed in the game. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta stay in the game, y'all. I'm telling you, that's the number one reason. That's in the top 10 rather of why businesses don't succeed. We lose the consistency too soon. We stop. It ain't selling. Nobody ain't buying. Stay in the game. Awesome, Shanice. 13 years for you. That's consistency, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Stay in the game, y'all.
Wow. Listen, stay in the game. Rules may change sometimes.
True.
But stay in the game.
Stay in the game.
Rules may not be fair sometimes.
Stay in the game.
Some of the players may, trick you or try to trick you at your spot. Stay in the game.
Stay in the game.
Y'all ain't getting nothing else. I feel like I need to go stay in the game on a shirt right now.
Okay, tell me I'm your first customer. Stay in the game.
Stay in the game.
Yeah.
Right, Shannon. I'm getting back in the game. Absolutely. That's the way it is. If you out the game, get back in it. Tonight's message, out of all of what Tan said, I felt like stay in the game.
Stay in the game.
Because you got to be consistent. You got to have posture. You got to be consistent. That's the only way you're going to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And tell the people, tell the audience how they can connect with you.
So I am Tan Billionaire on Tan Billionaire on all social media platforms. So that's number one. And then when you find me on either of those platforms, my contact information is always in my bio. I use my social media as a business card. I actually got business cards, but it's easier for people to go on social media and find me, Tan Billionaire, Tan Bill, and go to that information in my bio and you can contact me. Phone number, email address, all that great stuff, DMs, messages, inboxes, or whatever. Send me a message and let's have a conversation. That's what it is, a conversation.
Right. Listen, y'all. So for the ones that are interested in connecting with Tan, make sure you do that. Make sure, and again, just follow her on social media. She's always dropping amazing nuggets, always got something going on. And so if you just need that extra encouragement, she is your girl. Make sure you follow her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of her. Just look for Tan.
Yeah, just look. All of it is there.
If you see any type of blue, that's her. Her color is blue. Her color is blue. Okay? You're going to see your hearts blue, all that.
Yeah, that's me. That's Tan.
That is Tan. That is Tan. That is Tan. Tan, again, I appreciate you so much for joining me in the chat box on this beautiful Monday. It is normally 7:45, guys, but because we were off today, we decided to jump on early and make it a 6 o'clock call.
I think you got somewhere to go. I think you got somewhere to go. You ain't telling the people. You got somewhere to go.
I'm gonna tell you where I'm going just in case you want to meet me there in about an hour. If you want to step out, I'm about to come north. Okay. Meet me there in the hour. Okay. But was I tell you weren't supposed to tell the people my business?
Hey, we being transparent, ain't it?
Hey, you got somewhere to go. Shut your mouth, girl. I'm so sorry, y'all. Listen, so that's what it's all about. We're very transparent. And
right.
One thing about us, when we connected, I promise y'all probably think we've been friends forever, and we actually have not. I believe we met on social media.
Yeah, that was it.
That way, and it has been real. It has been genuine. That's just what it has been. We have shared the same story of losing a father and being a daddy's girl, and so we really kind of connected after then. I make sure I check on my girl, and she does the same for me, and so that's what it's all about. You know what? We about to get out, but I want to share this with somebody just in case, because some people feel like they can't connect with new people, or they feel that new people may not be genuine, or they feel like I don't need new friends. But if her and I did not connect, then we would not be here right now helping to make connections for other people. So make sure, I mean, of course, you have to weed them out. You have to have the spirit of discernment. You have to know who you're connected with. I'm a big believer on that. But one thing I am not a believer on is no new friends. Because if I am trying to go onto new territories, if I am trying to open up new doors, God is going to allow new people to make that happen. And so listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, me and Tan literally connected on social media, and it has been real from the first time we met. We support each other. We do a lot of things, and so I'm grateful that somebody can witness us laughing and, like, you know, as if we known each other forever. They were like, oh my God, no, we have not known each other for that long, but it's been long enough to know real, recognize real.
Right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And so that's it. Tan, do you have anything else you want to say on tonight?
No, I just want to commend you on an amazing job. You're doing phenomenal. I'm seeing the growth. I mean, you got your little fancy neon lights in the back, and I mean, the consistency is there, sis. So
I'm trying.
Listen, y'all look. I see her book in the background. So I mean, we definitely need to go in and tap in and get that book. I don't even know why I don't even have one. Yeah, I got to get the book.
You don't have a book?
I don't even have. Don't worry, I'll have it.
So, yeah, I guess I definitely have to give you a book.
I got to get the book, but I just want to.
Thank you.
I want to applaud you, and I just want to, to tip my hat off to you because I see how amazing you are.
Thank you.
I see what you're creating, and I feel like it's real. I know it's real because I've encountered it on several occasions, and I can't say that about a lot of events. I can't say that about a lot of people. I'm gonna say it, I can't, but I just want to let you know that I genuinely, girl, I see you. I see you, and
don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
I see you, girl, and I'm seriously, I salute everything about you because
thank you,
baby, it's not a lot of you out there. It's not. And so I thank you for everything that you've done, and I see how the people receive you. Like all of that is great to me. So keep the consistency, keep it up. I love you. I mean it.
I love you too.
Y'all.
Listen, don't make me cry. I already cried. Let me tell you something just real quick. Because me and God has been somebody talking about make her tan. No, tan is not making me cry. I don't cry enough. Listen, I went to a church event on Friday night, and I had been talking to God, right? So I'm like, I'm literally in the church tan. I had my best friend left. I said, me and God got like that. I got a thing of like, Lord, you better tell me what you want me to know while I'm sitting in this building, because these people don't know me, and I need you to. You better come down. You better
right.
And the man walked up to me. The pastor walked up to me. I knew it was the Lord. He said, God ain't gonna take the gift from you, so stop asking. Eventually, like the tears just began to roll because only God knew what I'm like. God, like this. He said they didn't like Jesus, so what make them think they're gonna like you? They talked about him, so what make you think they're not gonna talk about you? All you got to do is what God is telling you to do, and watch what He does for you. So you can't give the gifts back that you like. Lord, you just could take them back.
Take this. Why me?
Take it back.
I know I'm supposed to question you, Father, but
He said absolutely not. And so at that moment, it shifted me these last few days. And so while you're telling me this, it is just it's a reminder to me that God has heard my cry, that He's heard my prayers, because He's sending you to remind me that I have to keep going.
You have to keep
going. I'm grateful for your words on tonight. You really know that's all like, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Because only God knows this place that I've been in. And so when He sends confirmation to what He has me doing, it's really a breath of fresh air that, no, Jabrina, you can't. You got to keep doing what you do,
definitely
it's needed. And so I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And so y'all have a good night. We're going to end that. We're going to end it right there. We're going to end it right there. We're going to end it right there because I don't want to, whatever.
Right. And she got somewhere to go, y'all. So she'll see y'all later.
Text you, girl. Okay. So y'all have an amazing night. We love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Just joining us. Catch the replay. I promise God will bless you with the message Tan Billionaire left you. And again, we're in the chat box every first and third Mondays, every first and third. See y'all at the spot in the hour. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'll text it to you when I get off. But every first and third. Did I say Thursdays or Mondays? I'm confused. Every first and third Mondays,
right?
Exactly 7:45 p.m. We're right back in the chat box. I look forward to seeing you the first Monday in March. I'll be right back here with the new guest. I'm super excited. Y'all have an amazing night. We love you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.